You gun control wackos really crack me up. You're against gun violence, and so obsessed with imposing laws that would more or less render the Second Amendment moot. But it's not happening, so what do? This is the funny, hypocritical part. You start sending death threats to NRA representatives. Yeah, so much for peace and tolerance. And how exactly are you going to carry out these death threats? You going to use a gun? Do you even own a gun, much less hit the broadside of a barn with it? Okay, so let's say you don't use a gun because you're against guns and gun violence. But you're sending out death threats to NRA representatives. And you want to carry out those death threats. You want to be true to your word. Let the world know you mean business. Whatever item you use as a weapon proves the point of gun advocates. You don't need a gun to kill. Oh, but you can't kill a massive amount of people as you can with an automatic weapon. How about a car bomb? You don't even have to attach a bomb to a car. Just jump the curb and start running people down. That seems to be all the rave these days. You're going to use a knife, and a lot of you want to ban knives as well. I know in London they're talking about registering knives in restaurants and everywhere else. And that pissant Mayor de Blasio in New York is thinking of doing the same thing if he hasn't already. But I'd rather be hit with a bullet than stuck with a knife. The amount of internal damage that can be done sticking in a knife and twisting it and turning it. You give me a knife and I guarantee you, whoever I stick it in is not going to live to tell about it. Doesn't even have to be a big knife. I don't even have to stab you in the chest. Yeah, take a look at all the veins in your arms. I can cut those veins open in a way no style tourniquet can save you. No staple or a catgut will stitch it together. Most people out there don't know how to use a knife. You get these dumb kids who like to flash their knife in front of you, acting all big and tough. Look what I got, man. Don't fuck with me. Yeah, if you knew how to use a knife, the person you're fighting wouldn't even know you had a knife until you stuck him with it. I had a customer who knew how to throw knives. You give him 20 knives and he'll hit 20 different people with them. And there's no bang when he's throwing those knives. Think about that. Or maybe you're going to use a club or a bat. I have this spring-loaded baton I picked up in a martial arts store back in the 80s. It's made of steel and telescopic, and you have to slam it on a hard surface to fold it back in. I won so many bets with people thinking they can fold it back in by hand. I've put it through drywall, springing it open. Yeah, I can crack open your skull with it real quick. But no matter what weapon you use to carry out your death threats, you need to shut the fuck up about gun owners. Because gun owners are not sending out death threats to those who disagree with their politics. Gun owners are not doxing people or ruining the lives and careers of those who disagree with them. You gun control wackos, along with the rest of the progressive left, are hypocrites. Because when things don't go your way, you will resort to the very thing you detest, violence. And if you don't like guns, then you should do what Devon Tracy, a.k.a. Atheism is Unstoppable, did, and move to Australia. Yeah, they have a cap on guns there. And a lot of Aussies aren't happy about it. Devon is tickled pink about it. And I like Devon. I like watching his videos. I can agree with 75 to 80% of what he says. Not too crazy about his music mashes. I usually fast forward on them. But if you listen to certain videos of his, you would think he's conservative. But no, you cut him and he'll bleed Democratic blue. He is a liberal, or a traditional liberal, and he wanted Hillary to be president. And with others, he has lost a piece of his mind with the election of Donald Trump. And when he uploads one of his anti-gun videos, I lose a piece of my mind. He hates guns. He is a gun control wacko, and he won't like me saying that. Hell, you should have seen him when Dave Rubin of the Rubin Report called him nuts. Wasn't pretty. But that's okay. If he has something to say about me calling him a gun control wacko, I'll deal with it. But neither Devon or any of the other gun control wackos can present any existing law regulating guns which affect the criminal. Because they don't give a fuck about laws, any laws. That's why they're called criminals. If a criminal wants a gun, he'll get one. I mean, how many times do we have to go over this? As far as I'm concerned, I want the right to buy a gun, and I don't care if I don't need it. It would be far worse if I didn't have a gun and need one. Thanks for stopping by and for tuning in, and please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until we talk again, I want you all to be well and enjoy life.